Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a few things I've been sampling. I typically try to sample before I buy. Doesn't always work out. Sometimes I get too excited and I just blind buy. And most of the time that works out, but I've had enough times that it doesn't work out that I should learn my lesson by now, but I just haven't. I'm sure you all can relate. But anyways, on to the video at hand. These are 5 fragrances. And I thought I'd just kind of go through them rapid fire, spray them on a test strip. I've worn all these probably at least 5 times each, if not more. So I have a pretty good idea of what they are if I'm interested in them. I'll tell you a little bit about them. I'll tell you if they're worth your time to even sample. And we'll just go through the video and we'll see how it comes out. This is my first time trying this format, so I'm not even sure if I'll upload this, but if you're seeing this, I guess I did. So anyways, on to the first one here. This one here is Dior Homme 2020, I believe. It's different. I do have Dior Homme Intense, the older version, you know, iris heavy. And I'm sure you've heard this one. They took out the iris, they redid it completely. It doesn't have any of that lipsticky iris feel to it whatsoever. But I will pull up the notes here just so I don't even know what the notes are. I've just been wearing it. So let me pull up the notes so I can go over them with you. Okay. So this one here, it says it has notes of bergamot, pink pepper, and elemi, cashmere wood, atlas cedar, patchouli, isoe super, Haitian vetiver, and white musk. And the more I've worn this one, the more I just really like it. I just really like it. It is so smooth and so comforting and so likable, but yet masculine. And it's very transparent. It's very woody, as you can imagine from those notes. I definitely smell a ton of synthetics. There's lots of cashmerean, and there's lots of isoe super. The vetiver that's used in the base is super clean. Overall, I really do like it, but the problem is it's just kind of boring. But I guess that's okay because I still like it. So I'm a little confused by it. Another problem I have with it is the longevity. I only get maybe 4 hours that I can smell it off of myself, and that's just not really good enough for me. I wear this, so far I've worn this in situations when I'm gonna be in close contact with people. I want something on I wanna wear something, but I don't wanna smell like cologne, if that makes any sense, which I think this one does perfectly. It makes you smell good without looking like you're trying too hard. So, you know, it has its uses. I'm hoping that in 2023 or 4 or 5 or sometime soon, they'll come out with this formula, the Dior Homme 2020 formula, in like an eau de parfum or a parfum, and just amp up that performance, give it a little more oomph, and hopefully that works out for it. And next we have Momentum Unbreakable from Bentley. This is an eau de parfum, and it is more on the affordable side. I get most of my samples from myfragrancesamples.com. Not sponsored. I have no idea anything about the company besides that they seem to have competitive prices and they usually stock anything and everything that I would want to try. So I just go back to them. I've had good experience with them in the past. So I can recommend them, but I have no skin in the game if you want to try somebody else. So this one here is super nice. Kind of a hidden gem, I think. I don't think a lot of people know about it. I don't see a lot about it anywhere online. And it's just so unique for the price. Out of all of these that I'm gonna be talking about today, I think this would be the one that I would tell you guys to definitely try. I'm wearing it today as my scent of the day, actually. And it is so sweet, creamy, bright, floral, woody. It's just so nice. I don't have anything like it in my collection, which is saying something. And it's just so nice. The top notes are mandarin orange, violet leaf, and lavender. Middle notes are immortelle, iris, and geranium. Base notes papyrus, vetiver, and patchouli. It's woody in the same way that Dior Homme, the one just before this, was. Kind of that isoe super, very modern woodiness. Creamy. I don't know what's giving it that creaminess. The violet leaf definitely is there, but not in a gasoline green way at all. It's very, very smooth. Oh, and it's just so addictive. And I actually get really nice performance out of it as well. Probably in the 6 to 8 hour range. And that time, it's just this soft bubble around you. It doesn't project a lot, but what it does is just kind of floats around you in this clear bubble. It's very, very, very nice. Highly recommend Momentum Unbreakable by Bentley. And the next one we have is Invictus Platinum. This is one of the newer Invictuses. It's not the newest because they come out with 10 flankers a year. No, not quite. I don't know how many they come out with, but there's just too many to keep up with. But this one intrigued me because of the notes. And the notes on this one is grapefruit, absinthe, mint, lavender, cypress, and patchouli. And I had the original Invictus way, way back when I was younger, teenager. Really liked it, went through an entire bottle. It was my thing. I just loved that sweet, playful vibe it had. And this one, I was hoping for a more grown-up version, a green version of that scent. And in a way, it is that, but you just can't get away from that Invictus bubblegum sweetness. And I'm disappointed because it smells nice, but it's so linear. That sweetness is there all day. There's no realistic mint. There's no realistic grapefruit. I don't get absinthe at all. It's just this sweet bubblegum. Just imagine the original Invictus with just the faintest lavendery greenness surrounding it. And of course it smells good, but it's boring, it's juvenile. However, that all being said, it's not for me, but that doesn't mean it's not for you or someone you know. I think this one here would be a great, great gift for a teenager, and I think they'd really like it. I think everybody around them would really like it. I think their friends would like it, but it's just not for me in my age group. I'm nearing 30 and it just doesn't work for me. I was hoping that the sweetness would be knocked back. It would be a much more green forward scent like the notes would suggest. Unfortunately, it's just not that. So I would say if you're over 20, probably just skip this one. Don't even sample it. But if you're under 20, give it a go. See if you like it. Worst case scenario, you didn't waste your money on a whole bottle and you just got a sample. But this one's a pass for me. And next we have Bad Boy Cobalt by Carolina Herrera. I have Bad Boy Eau de Parfum, and the reason I have that one is because as far as designers go, it's very unique. Is it my favorite scent? No, but it's good and it's unique, and I think when designer houses do something very unique, it needs to be celebrated. So they're encouraged to keep pushing boundaries. So I would highly recommend the Eau de Parfum, but as far as the Bad Boy Cobalt here, I'm unconvinced on it. I'm not sure yet. I've been wearing it on and off. It just smells so generic again. It smells good, of course it smells good, but to me it smells like a slightly fruitier version of Versace Dylan Blue. I have Versace Dylan Blue. It's a huge compliment puller. People love it. My wife loves it. And this is the type of scent that, of course I love it, but it's super redundant in my collection, and I think it will be for a lot of people. If you have any blue scents at all, like it's gonna smell like those. The only time I would consider getting this one is when I run out of Versace Dylan Blue. I do think this one is a slightly better version, or at least to my taste, of that one. Its notes don't really line up to what I'm smelling. Its notes are pink pepper, lavender, plum, geranium, vetiver, truffle, cedar, and oak. And I think that's kind of an embellishment because what I get is just slightly spicy, synthetic pepperiness off the top, maybe. Definitely a lot of lavender. The plum note is not really plum. It's just that generic sweetness that you smell in designers. And I guess they're trying to play it off as plum. Geranium, of course, it's kind of that fresh green floral smell. The vetiver is super boring, uninspired in the base. But overall, like I said, it's good. It smells good. and a lot of people are gonna like this one. So if you don't have any blue fragrances, I would say try it, because it is gonna be one of those versatile scents that just works well. Every situation, you can't go wrong with it. It smells really good. I prefer it over Bleu de Chanel. I'm not a huge fan of the Bleu de Chanel line. The Parfum is good. The rest, not so much. Not a huge fan. They're just kind of boring to me. And so I would choose this over most of those, I think. So give it a shot if you don't have any blues. I should say that on Fragrantica, the one that Bad Boy Cobalt gets compared to the most is Invictus Platinum. This one I talked about earlier. And they smell nothing alike. Invictus Platinum is so much sweeter and so much more bubblegummy than Bad Boy Cobalt. I don't know why people would compare them. They don't have anything in similarity besides they're both those mass appealing generic type of smells. But no, I would choose Bad Boy Cobalt over Invictus Platinum all day, every day, and they're not even close. Next, we have Hot Pepper from Azzaro. This one here I got because I got the Wild Mint from Azzaro, this same line, and I really liked that one. I thought it was unique, different. I'm a huge sucker for green minty fragrances, so I had to try it, and I really liked it. So, and then I also really like spicy fragrances. I thought this would be a good one to try out, see if I liked more in the line. But this one here, not as good as the mint one in my opinion. I wish it was spicier. The notes on it, they give you 3 notes: chili pepper, pink pepper, and cashmerean. What I get is just a huge overdose of that cashmerean. It's just super synthetic, fuzzy smelling. It smells like just a sweater that has kind of a hint of chili pepper. I get very little pink pepper for some reason. Pink pepper has this rosy, zingy, lemony spiciness to it that's just very, very nice. I love pink pepper, but I don't get a lot of it here. I get imagine like a red bell pepper, that sweet, peppery smell that doesn't have a lot of spice. That's exactly the kind of pepper I get from this. That paired with a ton of cashmerean, some ISO-y super in there, like that transparent modern woodiness, some Hedione maybe. But overall, super boring. Again, I don't know why they can't just take a little bit of a risk and actually make it punchy and spicy. You would think with the name Hot Pepper it would smell spicy, but it just doesn't. It just falls flat for me every time I wear it. And it's mostly just this warm, cozy type of fragrance. So once again, doesn't smell bad. It's just boring, and I will definitely not be buying a full bottle of this. And I really wouldn't even recommend sampling it. It's too boring. Unless you're after that very soft, subtle smell, I wouldn't try this one out. So unfortunately, that's a pass. But that is all I have today. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you like this format of me going through samples and telling you what I think of them, go ahead and let me know by leaving a comment. And I hope you don't care if I review some fragrances from samples. Some people don't review something unless they have the full bottle. And in my opinion, that's just not practical. Fragrances are so expensive, and they're getting more expensive every day. So for a reviewer to be able to afford all these fragrances full bottle just to review them, I would have spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and it's just simply not worth it when really there's only 1 or 2 out of here that I truly liked and want to buy. I hope you can forgive me for reviewing from samples instead of full bottles. But that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.